Hey everyone, welcome back. Stephen and John from Devon Rich European Martial Arts School. Today we wanted to do something just a little bit differently. We've done quite a bit of work with swords, axes, combinations of them. But today I want to go back into our training, go back to the beginning of the training that we do, and I want to look at footwork. We have done classes on footwork, but what I'd like to talk about today is your legs. You have 4 legs in your fight. You can use them or not use them. It's your choice. But today I want to talk about how you have 4 legs in the fight and what that means to you for yourself, as well as what that means against your opponent. So if I'm here and I'm fighting John, and we're just fighting here, if I want him to go down, I'm going to take out a knee. I'm going to kick his knee, stomp his knee. We see it in Fior. We see it in every single kind of thing. If you want them to fall down, take out a leg. But like I said, you have 4 legs. We put a box down here on the floor because this illustrates your 4 legs. Whenever you take a stance, I want you to imagine that you're standing on a box. You can either be on the 2 front corners of the box, so you're in this position. Go ahead and face me on the 2 front corners. We'll call this the wrestler's stance. In the wrestler's stance, in which direction are you strong, John?
I am strong to my right and to my left.
So he's very strong side to side, but he has no strength fore and aft. So the wrestler stance makes you very strong in one direction, but weak in the other direction. The next stance I want to talk about is what we call the fencer stance. And in the fencer stance, you're standing on the 2 corners that are in line with one another. And in modern fencing, in classical fencing, in rapier, we end up in this kind of line right here, but it doesn't need to be heel to heel. Can you stand with facing that direction? Mm-hmm. One of the things that we'll see quite often in a long sword fight, when somebody takes a fencer stance, go and stand more forward and then turn this heel out, not that much. So that puts their heel behind their lead foot. Now he's on the 2 back corners, the two side corners of the square. In which direction are you strong?
I am now strong forward and back.
So he has strength fore and aft, but nothing side to side. The wrestler stance gives you strength side to side, but nothing fore and aft. The fencer stance gives you strength fore and aft, but you lose strength and structure side to side. And that will take us to what we call the swordsman's stance. And the swordsman's stance is when you're on the front corner of the box and the opposite back corner of the box. In this position, he's got his strength fore and aft. He also is strong side to side. That is not to say he's immobile. Sure, I can push him over, but more importantly, I'm going to push you and just go ahead and move with it.
Yes, sir.
It costs him nothing. Go into a fencer stance. Not even that, not a rapier, there we go. If I give him a push to the side, go ahead and step with it. He more falls, he doesn't step. So the idea of having 4 legs is not that it makes you immobile. What it does is it gives you the opportunity to move. Footwork and stance is not about where you are at. Footwork and stance is about where you can go. If I want to make my opponent fall, go ahead and take swordsman's stance, please. And he's in a good stance. I'm going to give you a push, okay?
Yes, sir.
Be strong.
Mm-hmm.
He's strong fore and aft. He's strong side to side. I want him to fall down, and I can either take out a knee of the physical leg, or I can take out an invisible leg. Now he has a foot on the lead corner, a foot on the opposite back corner, but he has an invisible foot on the front corner and an invisible foot on the back corner. This is not a new concept. Everybody talks about push them in the line that they're weak. This is a physical representation of that. So if I want John to fall, and again, be strong, he's got strength. Again, he's not immobile, but if I just push him, go ahead and step with it. And that puts me off balance, and now I'm very weak. Because I went from a swordsman stance, and when he just went with me, now I'm in a fencer stance. So if I want John to fall, I need to take out a leg. And that can be a physical leg, or if we're fighting here, I can do this. Now, John is in a fencer stance facing me. Because, go ahead and put your hands down. He's very strong here, but he has no strength there. If we're fighting and I step this way. Now, actually I did that incorrectly. Why?
You just went off.
I went into a fencer stance.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually in a swordsman stance facing this way.
But if it is me, it is now a fencer stance.
Actually, I put myself sideways into a almost combination of a fencer stance and a wrestler stance. Push me, push me.
Very strong.
So this direction, I'm in a wrestler stance.
Yep.
The reason is because I moved my heel wrong. Go back. So if I want him to fall, and now I want him in a wrestler stance. Now, here, he's strong side to side, but has nothing fore and aft. Understanding how the forelegs work allows you to move in such a way that you weaken the opponent structurally. When you are able to do that, not only do you make them weak where they're at, you make them weak where they want to go. Let me explain what I mean by that. So, go into a swordsman stance. Cool? And now, a cross ray.
Okay.
No problem. Just cross ray. Mezza volta. No problem at all, right?
Not a problem.
Go back. If I put him into a fencer stance, because I step here, a cross ray. Easy. You're still strong.
Yes.
Mezza volta. Now he's in a weak position. He was in a weak position for where he moved, where I encouraged him to move. If we're here and I move this direction and I put him into a wrestler stance, mezza volta. You're strong. Would you agree?
Yep.
Come, give you a push. You're strong. Go back. A cross ray.
I can feel that already right now.
He has no strength that direction. Understanding how the forelegs work allows us to manipulate their balance in the next action. This is not something that you can pick up right away. This is something you need to experiment with and play with and fail at. But once you understand how this works, it will give you the ability to manipulate somebody's balance in the near future. And if you can do that, how much power do you have?
You have all the power.
Because they're always playing catch up. Is there anything you'd like to add to this, John?
One thing that's really standing out to me is you can't hear this or say this enough. Footwork is for the time of your next action, not for the time of the action you are doing.
Yeah.
However you step, you need to have know what you want to do after that step so that you can keep to the constant moving and use this stance to its greatest strength, I think. Or any position there, always have that next option.
Well, also because you have that next option, you can weaken their future.
Yes.
A great example of footwork. One of my favorite questions to ask people is, why do you get in your car?
So I can go somewhere.
We do footwork not just for the sake of footwork, not just to move. We do our footwork to go into a specific place. But that means that I'm not just going to get in my car and magically appear at the store. I need to move around, go around corners, stop, start. There's our footwork.
Yeah.
Understanding where I want to go tells me how I'm going to get there.
I know where I am, I know where I want to be, therefore, through those 2 points, I can find my route.
Because we know how to get to where we want to be. Mm-hmm. Once I learn how to read a road map, shameless plug, Secret Language of Conflict, a book I'm working on and is at the editor right now for reading body language within the fight, hopefully will be coming out very soon. End of shameless plug. Because I know how to read the road map, I know where you're going. I know what turns you need to make. So if I put a roadblock in the way of that turn, you now have to go somewhere else, but you have to think about, how do I want to get there now? That moment of thought is my moment of action.
Because that is the time for you to move, for you have created time through thought.
Yeah, because there is tempo in stillness.
Yes.
And how do you beat somebody in a fight, in a negotiation, in an argument? You confuse them. Because in that moment of confusion, they have to stop and think and realign themselves. And that moment of stillness while they're working in their head is your moment of attack to the body. And all of that starts with your feet. Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks everybody for joining us. I hope that getting an idea of how your 4 legs work will help you in your fencing, whether it's with a sword, a knife, hand-to-hand, whatever style it's in. It doesn't matter. That's the beauty of this. It's in HEMA, it's in Judo, it's in Taekwondo, it's in Muay Thai, it's in Jeet Kune Do.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. We all have feet. We all have legs. We all need to move within our fight. Understand how your legs work. You then understand how somebody else's legs work, and you can take advantage of it. If you enjoyed what you saw today, please hit the subscribe button. It's, I think, right down here somewhere. Could be on that side. Doesn't matter. Please hit the subscribe button and the notification button, and share this with all your other friends that do martial arts. Thanks everyone, and we'll see you at the next video. Cool. Right on.